Welcome back to another episode of the Casey Campbell podcast. Casey Campbell with you, of course. Pleased to be joined by Caden Bollinger of Sterling Heights Stevenson football. How's it going?
Good, Casey. How are you?
Doing well. Your varsity season, the last your senior year of football is complete. As well as your high school football career. A lot of ups and a lot of downs, but still pretty good season.
Yeah, yeah. A lot of highs, a lot of lows. Really high highs and really low lows. But I mean, the whole entire um time and like adventure as a whole was amazing.
So I know we've kind of talked to you throughout the year. There's been a lot of good moments and stuff, but this year was when you compete in the MAC Red, it's always going to be a tough thing. But what was it just like getting through this division? Because this team had to battle a lot of adversity just to continue their season after week 9.
Yeah, you're asking what was it like?
Yes.
Um, I mean, it was hard. It was really hard. I can't lie. Um, I mean, we've talked about it. So there were really the beginning of the season was really high. And then we hit a really low, really low. It was hard for those 4 weeks, and then we started to come back against Anchor Bay and Fraser. And then we after we beat Anchor Bay and Fraser, we knew we were secure in the playoffs, almost like guaranteed. Um, and so everybody was super jacked and excited about that. And that was definitely like one of our highest moments of the whole season, like the energy wise. Um, and so that was a really fun environment. And then going into the first playoff game was really fun, being able to be a part of a program that bounced back from a 2-7 season to go off in the playoffs the next year. Um, that was really fun and a really cool accomplishment that we had.
Yeah. To go from two and here's the thing though. For the program to come off a state semifinal appearance to go 2-7 and now to get and find their way and claw their way back to the playoffs. What was that just like to be a part of?
Yeah. So we went to semis. I was just a little sophomore. And I was pretty much being carried by all my teammates around me on the field. I was like the weakest link on the field. And so that was kind of like my like from going from that semifinals to that 2-7 season. That's kind of my realization that hey, I gotta step it up and do something. Um, because my sophomore year, I really did pretty much nothing for the team. I did my best, but not as much as a lot of those other guys did who are now playing college football. Um, and so that low from going from there to 2-7 was really an eye opener that we had to take it seriously. And just like the team as a whole kind of realized that. And so during the off season, it was really easy for us to take the practices seriously and like understand like, hey, we're not all just like we're not all what all the talk is about Stevenson because Stevenson used to be awesome, like used to be great. Then we had that 2-7, and it became a pride thing during that year, I think, for a lot of us. And so that him getting that realization was a real big eye opener for all of us. Um, and honestly, during the off season and during the season, I would never rather spend it with anybody else. Just like the grind and the community, and the love and hate during practices, was amazing. And that was like a one of a kind experience that I wouldn't give up for anything else.
Yeah, I mean, talking about your time in there, and obviously, I'm pretty sure you've had some time to reflect back, on your time there. What are you going to most remember about your time playing high school football?
Yeah. So we did this thing with our football team where we went off to Grand Valley for a week during the off season.
Yeah.
And the whole like our most of the football team stayed in like the dorms for a week, day and night. And like it was 3 practices a day. You wake up at 6 in the morning, practice before breakfast, you go to breakfast, and then you have practice right after breakfast. And it was just kind of like a repeat. And it was really, really hard physically. And every single day people would wake up and be sore and dead. And whenever you get free time, everyone rather than just like laying down, what you think people would do because they're dead, they were still like hanging out and stuff in like the lounge areas and like the game room that was there. And so just like being like with like a community of people who were all like going through the same like hardships, but still like being able to have fun and hang out, even while we were all feeling like so beat up. That was like an awesome experience. Just because like everything in me like wanted to like physically wanted to like go lay down and just go take a nap because like I knew we were about to have another practice. But like everybody hanging out and stuff, just like you just like it just draws you to hang out with them and like have fun because it's like a brotherhood. And that was kind of like one of my favorite experiences because I've never felt something like that.
Yeah. Um, so like, okay, best moment from this season or any past season of high school.
Best moment. Okay, so I have to go back. Gotta go back to the my sophomore year, my favorite moment. We were playing against Chip. Um like the highlight was we were playing against Chippewa and this was like a make or break game. And we were down by it was 1 or 2, and there was like 5 seconds left in the clock. And it came down to like to a game winning field goal from our senior kicker.
Yeah.
Um and it wasn't even close. It was like 35, maybe 40 yards away. Um, and just like from the moment when the whole like crowds went silent to the moment where everybody's cheering in the end zone and singing our like Titan song, um, just like that whole experience was amazing, and that was definitely like my favorite in-game moment.
Okay, so what does I've asked a lot of seniors this, and if you watched these kind of their season recaps, this question always gets asked. What does football mean to you?
Football to me is mostly just the people and the coaches and the family that we have, and the bond that we make through the hardships and the fun times. I think it's the lessons that you learn, and it's the just the community and relationships that you have with people that you carry around with the rest of your life. Because like even though the season's over and we'll never play football with a lot of those guys again, we're still just as close as we were when we were in the season. And I mean, surely you might not like talk every single day in the future, but like we'll still be connected. And I think that's what football is the relationships that come from it that continue in your whole life, not just the part in high school or college where you're playing.
All right, what are you gonna miss about it?
I'm definitely gonna miss seeing my boys every single day and being able to go like after school and just mess around and have fun with time just for us. Where we're allowed to do the fun stuff. That's gonna be definitely hard. Because grown up with all those guys and just having like that extra time and experiences to be able to hang out and mess around and spend time with one another it's gonna be missed for sure.
So what's next? What's next for you?
Next, so right now, I'm still trying to map out like my whole path for college. I have no idea where like what I'm not like determined with anything. I'm just like I'm trying to just figure out everything and like then reading books about like the steps and stuff and talking like my coaches and like figuring out like fits with a bunch of different factors for colleges and hopefully being able to play at the next level.
All right. All right, Caden. Thanks so much, buddy. We'll talk to you soon, and maybe you might be on again sometime. You never know.
That'd be awesome.